Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our Bhagavad Gita class on this Tuesday. And how are you all doing today?
Hare Krishna Mataji, doing good.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam, all Krishna Prabhupada.
Dandat Pranam, Ishwari Radha Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Feeling blissful.
All righty, that's a good place to be. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Neeral Prabhu, good to see you. Hare Krishna, Jaya Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Deepa.
Krishna, everyone. Yeah.
And there's somebody trying to connect to audio. I can only see their roof, but that's fine. We'll take it. If you join us from the roof, we will take it. And then joining us on Facebook are Vidya Vadhu Devi Dasi, Neha Singh, Achita Radhe Mataji, Dilip Bhai Patel Prabhu, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, Preeti Radhika Mataji, and Sunita Datta. I was talking to her last night and she said she would like to attend, and here she is watching us on Facebook. Thank you so much. And then Divyangi Mataji is just feeling very happy hearing all of us there. So this is her response to my question on how you're feeling today. And please feel free, if you're watching us on Facebook, to put a little Hare Krishna there. Even typing HK is good enough. I will know that you're there. And now we have
Krishna, Dandat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam, and now we have Shraddha-devi Dasi Mataji who has joined us. So I think we should get started here. What do you think? What's the general consensus? Should we or should we not?
Haribol, we should start.
We should get started. Okay, so we will get started here today. And what's the first thing that we do in the morning here every day?
Vigyapati Panchika.
Vigyapti Panchaka. All righty, very good. For 20 points to you today.
And we got it all memorized.
You got it all memorized. Yep. If there are any little things that are remaining, just polish it up and it will come to you if you address it with a lot of humility every day. And if somebody can confirm that.
Yes, we see it, Mataji.
Very nice. So, Neeral Prabhu, you'll give us the reading order today while we do the Sanskrit of these verses after the pranams to the spiritual master. Om Ajnanatimarandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Matsamo nasti papatma na paradhi cha kaschana parihare pilajame kim bhruve purushottama yuvati nam yatha yuni yunam cha yuvato yatha manobhiramte tadvan mano me ramatam tvai Bhumau skalitapadanam bhumirevaavalambanam त्वयि जातापराधानां त्वमेव शरणं प्रभु गोविन्दा वल्लभे राधे प्रार्थये त्वामहं सदा त्वदीयम् इति जानातु गोविन्दो मां त्वया सह राधे वृन्दावनाधीशे करुणामृतवाहिनी कृपया निज पादाब्जा दास्यं मह्यं प्रदीयताम्. And we will go back up there to the English after we get the reading order.
I posted the order, Mataji.
Goes to the order, fantastic.
So
Can you
the
read that?
order is Shraddha-devi Dasi Mataji, Varshana Mataji, Suttapa Mataji, Priyanka Mataji, Deepal Mataji, Jaya Mataji, Neeral, Khyati, Shraddha Mataji.
All right, that's a fantastic, impressive reading order. Okay, so please continue.
O Purushottama, no sinner or offender is as bad as I am. How can I describe my shame? Just as the minds of young men take pleasure in a young woman, and the minds of young women take pleasure in a young man, please kindly let my mind take pleasure in you alone.
Okay, what happened? Just give me a second here. All right, then what's next?
Yes, Mataji. Just as the ground is the only support for those whose feet have slipped, you alone are the only shelter for those who have offended you. Hare Krishna.
O Srimati Radharani, beloved of Lord Govinda, this is my request. May you and Lord Govinda consider me one of your assistants. Hare Krishna.
O Srimati Radharani, O Queen of Vrindavan, oh, you are river flowing with the nectar of mercy. Please be kind to me and give me a little service at your lotus feet.
Okay, thank you so much for reading. And reflections.
Please be kind to me all the time.
All right, so if you want Radha to be kind to us, what are we supposed to do?
We, yes, Priyanka Mataji, go ahead.
I was just saying pray to her.
Pray to her, okay.
Because I remembered that you mentioned one time that if we pray to Radharani, then one hand she will take the prayers and other hand she will give deliver the prayers to Krishna.
All
So
right,
we need
so
to
you're
first
using
make her happy.
you're using the RPS, huh? Radharani Postal Services. You post
Hare
your prayer.
Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Charu Mataji.
I think that if you want Radharani to help us, we have to do what she likes, and what she likes is loving Krishna. And loving Krishna means doing what Krishna says to us, which is Bhagavad Gita, the bottom line. You are the soul.
All right,
You
okay.
realize that.
Okay, what else? What else does Krishna like? Let's see, what does Krishna like? What do you think Krishna likes the most?
Serving the devotees.
Yes, thank you so much for 200 points. Yeah, Krishna likes his devotees the best, right? Okay, so now let's go back to, yeah, so you want Radha to be kind to you. What should you do?
Pray to her.
That's already taken.
Yeah. Ask for her mercy.
Okay.
Serve the
Connect,
devotees,
connect,
Mataji.
connect the dots, right? So one dot was Krishna likes his devotees.
Mataji, serve the
Serve the
devotees.
devotees.
Hold on. Suni's saying something. Let's hear. It's rare that
So, yeah, Mataji, serve the devotees.
serve the devotees. Okay, and I just want a little bit more tweak on that. If you want Radha to be kind to you, what should you do? Apply the law of karma.
We should do, Mataji, what Krishna likes. Then
We
she will
did
be
that.
free.
We did that already.
Oh,
You
okay.
want to be kind to Radharani? Okay, I'll give it. I'll connect the dot for you. If you want to be kind to Radharani, be kind to the devotees of Krishna. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were almost there when you said that serve the devotees of Krishna. Right? Yeah. So what we expect, yeah, and Sankirtan is one way of being kind to
With
people because,
devotees, right?
yeah, because you're going out and you're distributing. Yeah. So can we plan to be kind, at least in our thoughts today? If you don't get an opportunity to be kind
Yes.
all right. Okay, good. What else are the thoughts here?
Mataji, can I ask quick question? Now,
Later. Just hold on. Yeah, just later. Hold on to that thought, Charu Mataji. I'm collecting reflections. Yeah.
Mataji, yavtinam yatha yoni yonam cho yavato yatha manoviramate tadvan manome ramtam toi. Oh dear Lord, you are, I mean, like you see, a young man is interested in a young girl and the young girl is attracted towards a young man. Please, dear Lord, bless me with that kind of a love that I serve your lotus feet always.
Very nice. You're looking for intensity of service, right? Okay, good. And let's see what we have on Facebook. We have quite a few responses. Vidyavadu Mataji says, "How can I describe my shame?"
Yes.
It's a good situation to come to, right? To realize that I have done something which is not going to please Krishna and not going to please Radharani either. Matsamo nasti papatma. There you go. And because you have realized that you are a papatma, that's why the shame is coming. And that was coming, the last one was coming from Achyuta Radhe Mataji. And then Vijay Lakshmi Nair Mataji, Varshana, your friend, she says that serving the devotees, serving the devotees is, what will please Krishna. Very nice. Anything else before we take up Charu Mataji's question?
I'm so happy that Vijay Nair has joined the classes, Mother.
Yeah, it's off to your advertisement. Okay, what else?
Govinda Vallabhe Radhe Prarthe Tvam Aham Sada.
Okay. And why did you pick that up?
I wish to be in that prayerful mood to Srimati Radharani.
Right.
Very nice.
I mean, we do, like we go and we do a lot of seva. You'll chop vegetables, you'll do this and you'll do that. I'm out distributing books, I'm doing this and that. But we have to remember, and this thought always comes to mind, that when you start taking your kids, to colleges, to get them admitted into colleges. Here, I don't know, when I was growing up, nobody took me to a tour of the prospective colleges and things like that. In my case, it was like, we live here and there's a university here, you just go there. Like that. It was kind of like, okay, fine, no venturing out to the East Coast, no studying half the semester in Europe, half in the East and half coming back here, nothing like that. We were like, very much confined to a particular pattern of studies. But anyway, so when I came here and I was looking for schools for my daughter, so it meant like many trips to this university and that university and that university, like that. So in one of the universities that I went to, so there was a dean of admissions and he was addressing all the parents and the kids as well. And then he just said something which really opened my eyes. It was a really prestigious university. Kids were very smart, that they were placed in very nice places, they were making good salaries and all the things that on a material plane are so attractive. But one of the things that he said was that we like you to be nerds. And that was a shock, because no kid likes to be called a nerd, especially when they are in high school. They want to be the cool guy, and not a nerd. But then, if you are a student, then it is good that you study. You are a student. What else is a student supposed to do? You're supposed to study, right? Similarly, the disciple is supposed to be disciplined, like that, right? So if you're saying that I'm a devotee, and you know what, I chop my vegetables, I do this, I post letters, I will shop for the temple. Yes, all that is very good. But the bottom line is that you need to pray. You need to pray. This is very, very important. We should not forget that aspect of it. And if you don't know how to pray, then there are many prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam. And then there's this prayer that we start here in the morning every day, right? And Ishwari Radha was saying that she has now included this prayer in her routine. When she sits down to chant, before that she does this prayer like that. So try to weave in prayers in your life as well, because without prayers, keeping Krishna aside and thinking I'm going to do everything is not a good idea. Maya isn't going to grab us very nicely. And that's why Kunti Maharani says that, give me problems in life. It's a very bold prayer. She says, give me problems in life, because when we have problems in life, then we pray really hard. Otherwise, rest of the time we are, we just get carried away. And that's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2.14 that Martha Sparshastu Kanteya Sitoshnu Sukha Dukkha Agam Apanyo Anityas Tam Titikshasva Bharata. So he's saying that, this is from the sense perception, you're getting these concepts of happiness and distress. And he's saying, learn to tolerate both of them. So the key point here is that we understand tolerating the sorrowful states and the distressful states. But he's also saying that learn to tolerate your happiness. Because happiness and a nice position and a condition of enjoyment will make you forget Krishna, their chances. So we have to be constantly doing this practice. And so we have to read the Srimad Bhagavatam, because there are so many narratives of how people have prayed in both the conditions, in a distressful condition. Can you give me an example of person who prayed in Bhagavatam in a distressful condition? Gajendra, right? Like that, right? And who prayed to Krishna in a very happy situation, having seen the Lord?
Dhruv Maharaj.
Dhruv Maharaj, exactly right. Like that, right? So we have to learn to tolerate ourselves in both the situations. And there's a very nice story of, there was a Atre Rishi. He was praying to the God, and he wanted a son like God, except for he didn't know who's God. And he was standing on one leg and he was praying. And then, so he's praying, and he knows that somebody's controlling, somebody's there's something happening. And so he doesn't have the right concept of God, but he still wants to have a son like God. And so Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, all three of them come because they also don't know who is he praying to. And then when he sees this, he gets so overwhelmed, that he's standing on one leg and he starts running towards them on one leg only, like that. So people, when they see God, they get all these kind of, emotions. But we have to learn how to control our emotions, in both the conditions. And so we should always be trying to strike a balance in our life, always. A balanced state is a very nice state of mind. Don't be too happy with the happiness. And why should we not be too happy with the happiness? What's wrong with enjoying happiness and be too over joyful with material things?
We become illusioned by that. We think that we were the cause of that happiness, and then we continue living like that.
Okay, so we think we were the cause of the happiness, and so it leads us to the wrong thinking. Okay, and did Varshana Mataji, were you raising your hand?
Yes, Mataji, I wanted to say that happiness gives us too much of excitement, and in excitement we make many mistakes.
True.
Yes.
That is so true.
And Mataji, it is very temporary, the happiness, because we don't know how long it's going to the happiness going to last. Means it won't be there for forever. No, so, and if we are habituated, then it will be very difficult to balance.
Yeah.
It's like a wave. Means after happiness, if the distress comes, it's like wave, so it is very difficult to manage.
Yeah, it's almost like a cycle, right? It's like a cycle, and it'll come and go, come and go, come and go. So if you're too much excited with the happiness, imagine what's going to happen when it goes away.
Balance.
I think in one of the Bhakti Vriksha we read that happiness is just the distance between the two miserable situations.
Thank you for these wise words of wisdom. Yeah, yeah,
That's a good one. Yeah.
yeah. So you have to constantly ground yourself into thinking, into the reality that this is also temporary. This too shall pass. This too shall go away. Whether and this thought is very sobering when you are having distress in life, right? So like Corona, we are seeing all kinds of bad news coming to us, and this too shall pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And then of course distresses are a good way for us to remind ourselves that don't become cozy in this material world. This is not a cozy place. No matter how cozy we make ourselves, in the end death is going to yank. And in the Garuda Purana, it is described how bad death is, right? So it's ultimate. It ultimate is there. So we have to gear our life in such a way that at the time of death, if death is coming to us in the shape of a cat like that, then our consciousness should be that of a rat. No, our consciousness should be that of a kitten. To think that, oh, it's my mom who's coming to get me, and she's going to carry me in my mouth. Right? If you're a rat, you'll be very scared of the death coming to you. So when we develop through devotional service, through practice, to prayers, to devotional association, to deity worship, to reading the scriptures, we attain a love for God. It will be revealed, right? It's not attaining, but it'll be revealed to us because it's already there in us by default. And so it'll be revealed to us. And so then you will be eager to go and meet Krishna. So what's the problem then with death, right? It's the vehicle that has come to carry me to Krishna, like that, right? So we have to constantly gear our, gear our lives towards that, and prayers come in handy as well. And if you are praying the whole life, then there are good chances we will pray at the end of the life as well. But if you're not doing it, if you're just happy with whatever we have, and let me take out one more Coca-Cola, the bottle of happiness, as Visheshika Prabhu says, then that's what it is, right? So talking about Srimad Bhagavatam, how many of you have Srimad Bhagavatam? Raise your hands, please. Okay. Varshana is raising. Okay.
I think Deepal
I
Bhavi
do,
can
Mataji.
relate too, because we have it and we will be delivering them to them this week. So
Very nice. Thank you so much
Krishna
for
is coming to
this.
their home.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that, Deepal.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Haribol.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's amazing how Krishna will, Krishna sees everything. Yeah. And
It
then, yeah, Khyati.
No, go ahead, Mataji. I'll say afterwards.
Yeah.
I was just saying it is her pure heart that she welcomed with so much of grace, and she also thought about the place where she can keep, and she said we'll try to read. So that is like all the genuineness of the heart that comes into the reality, right? So
Haribol.
Haribol. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. It's interesting, Khyati, that you say that the purity of the heart. We have to purify our heart, and we have to purify our heart to let Krishna in. Like that, it's a metaphorical way of speaking like that. It's not that Krishna is not in your heart. Krishna is in everybody's heart, right? Sarvasya chaham hidi sannivishto. I'm in everybody's heart. And it's just that we have got layers. And that's why Kunti Maharani prays, Maya hi javani kachanam. Right? You remove this curtain, of Maya, which is preventing me from seeing you. And so, yes, it's all about purifying the heart, the intense desire for you to associate with Krishna. So Krishna is saying, all right, so Deepal, for now, let's do with the Bhagavatam. I'll come to you in this form, right? And you can do everything with Bhagavatam that you do with the regular deity, because it is Shastra deity. It's Shastra coming to your home in the form of a deity. It's amazing, amazing. Thank you, Kathy, for doing that, making that effort. Whatever is your
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you to you for considering us eligible. And thank you to Prabhupada who has done this for us.
yes,
So,
yes. Hats off who translated that. Yeah. Otherwise, we would have been grappling with the Sanskrit, with the conjunct consonant. When they take one consonant and add another consonant on top of it, put one on top of the other, it changes the shape completely. We're like, I don't even recognize what this is, And Sanskrit is different from Hindi. So we might think that I know Hindi. So I know Hindi. I have mastered Sanskrit as well. No, Sanskrit is different. Yeah, yeah.
Mataji, do we have this everything in Hindi also? I
Bhagavatam?
mean, Bhagavatam, Hindi
Yes.
also?
Bhagavatam is available in many languages. You want it in Bengali? Sutafa, do
Okay.
you have it in Bengali?
Yes, Mataji, I have both Bengali and English.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm reading in Hindi, Charu Mataji. It's very, I relish it in Hindi. I love
Really?
it.
I'll get it then. I'll get
Yara
the copy
Mataji,
of
it is
Hindi.
available in Gujarati also.
Gujarati is little different. Yes, Kati Mataji, but it's
Okay.
slightly, I don't know. I'm Gujarati chiye to bhi. It's like English comes first language somehow,
Okay, yeah.
But Pachi, then Hindi, yeah, you're right. Yeah, but we have it online, Mataji, all languages, or we can buy
Hindi
it.
is not available
No,
online. Yeah,
no.
online is only
Charu Mataji, you can buy the ebook. That will be also helpful. Mataji, I think Bhagavatam is also ebook.
Ebook?
ebook is there, but not in English, not in Hindi. I'll have to check.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
only
What
in
do you say,
English.
Varshana? She's from India. She can tell us.
Only it is only available in English. It is not available in Hindi.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
But I think it's good to have a physical copy of Bhagavatam at home.
Yeah.
And how many copies
Yes.
should you have?
Mataji, I have one copy Bhagavatam in English. But Bhagavad Gita I have in both the languages, so that whenever I have some difficulty in something, so I just read. But it is easy, Mataji. I felt that it is easy to understand in English than in Hindi, because the
Yes.
Hindi language is very difficult language used.
Yes, Mataji. English is like it's very very easy, because I tried to read in Bengali when it the Bhagavatam you gave it to me then, but I found that English is the better option. It's very easy.
Okay. So if you go for English, then then how many copies of Bhagavatam should you have?
If there is 12 parts and there is total 18 books, Mataji,
Yeah,
that's what you are talking.
that is one copy.
You should have at least 5.
You should have at least 5. Why do you say that? Why do you say that, Neela? Oh,
Because somebody always comes around, Mataji. I mean, I always think of somebody or whatever. I have to have, Guru Maharaj always says, you have to have stocks of books all the time available, because you never know. And these books are waiting for specific people, and it happens to me all the time. I'm like, oh, Krishna, this is so nice.
yeah.
So, always
Every
have.
room should have one
Yes.
set.
Every room? Wow.
Yeah, that's what Vashika Prabhu says. Every room should have that. And
Oh,
it's so funny. And Vidya Vadhu might understand who I'm talking about, but it was one of her friends. And so when she got married, she was very beautiful and very charming. And so husband was so much enamored of the wife that he literally used to follow her from one room to another room, and wanted her in every room of the house. That wherever I am, I want. So, these are when our scriptures talk about attachment to the wives and things like that. It's not that the scriptures are just saying it like that, or it's a hyperbole, or they are, just expanding and, saying it too much. It happens in life. There are people like that. They do it, So you can imagine their consciousness at the time of death, like that. And yeah, so you should have that kind of a love. Yuvati nam yatha yuni yunam cha yuvato yatha. This is a classic example. So you should have that attraction. Like if you go from one room when you leave the room where Bhagavatam is, it's like, where is it? I want another Bhagavatam. Like that. I want to be able to see it. And that's why what do the gopis sing? Right? When the gopis are singing the gopi Geet, right? Triti yugayate tam apashyatam. They're saying that Truti is a fraction of a second, and it's saying that the Truti is that time duration appears to us to be as big as a yuga. You guys, you can imagine how big it is. It's big, difficult us to go over this Corona thing, 3 months, and we're already tired of it. So they are saying that this separation from Krishna, and and what kind of a separation? What is it making them feel the separation? Krishna is standing right in front of them. Why are they feeling that separation? They are saying because of these eyelids that we have, they blink. So they're saying, this Brahma is useless. What kind of he's an engineer. What kind of a device he has created that it has to blink all the time. So every time that you blink, Krishna, we can't see you. So that's the kind of separation, they are talking about. So try to develop that kind of attraction to Srimad Bhagavatam. And it's an amazing thing that it is a personality of Krishna appearing in the form of books. So you can trace which are Krishna's legs and which are Krishna's, throat, and what is Krishna's forehead. In the Bhagavatam, you can trace that. And so once, it's a personality, you can develop a relationship with it. You can pray to it. So going back again, like if you want to understand Bhagavatam, you have to pray to it. If you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to pray to it. If you want to memorize Vigyapti Panchika, you have to pray to it. The prayers are very, very essential. Like that. Any other?
I always like the very first one, Mataji, that please let my mind be focused in you alone.
Yes.
That's going to be my lasting one now.
Yeah. And by the way, Charu, you had a question which I kind of deflected.
Do
you remember?
What was that? I forgot, Mataji.
Okay.
It's okay. I think something I forgot. I didn't write it, so.
All right. Yeah.
But I can ask different question if it's okay.
So
attachment, like husband, wife, children, family, whoever, parents, in living in a family, right? And Mataji just said illusion, word she used about that one. So let's say we are here to remove the curtain of the Maya that you just mentioned, Mataji. So curtain of the Maya, living inside of the house, and you have children and husband and wife and whatnot, want to stay detached but still serve them. So what's the best way to not be attached to them? Because you are going to be attached. You are living in this, same house, eating together, talking and, sharing things. And how can you be detached?
Yeah. So it'll start with philosophy. It'll start with the philosophical concepts. Try applying the philosophy to them, right? Try to see them as souls. Why are we attached to our children? Because especially from the women's perspective, because they came from our body. A huge attachment is there, isn't it? I mean, women go through postpartum blues, right? After giving birth to a child, they get depressed because of the separation. Child has gone out of the womb. It was there with them for 9 months.
Is that the thing, Mataji? I never knew that. That's a good point. A lot of, oh my God, that's why the blues are there. Oh, what a point. Never came in my head.
well, Vashashika takes it even beyond that. He said that, so when the child is born, so what do they cut? What is it that they cut? Any biology students?
Umbilical cord.
Umbilical cord.
Umbilical cord. He says there is an invisible umbilical cord that that attaches the child to the mother always. So that's the attachment. So it's not bad that you should be attached to the kids, but just look at your intentions over there, right? Intentions, because sometimes the parents just become blind to what their kids are doing. And I was just reading Bhagavatam yesterday from the 5th canto, and there Prabhupada says about attraction to the kids, because it was a chapter on Maharaj Bharat and the attraction that he started to have for the deer. And he went to that extent, and it's mind-boggling that how attachment and where attachment can take you. It said that, and it was describing what Bharat Maharaj is speaking or thinking. And so when the deer, one day the deer doesn't come or goes away somewhere, and he's just saying that, I do not know, I have not done enough of good karma to be able to see you. And then he says that, oh, how fortunate Mother Earth is that you are walking on it. These are the things that we talk to Krishna, like we say, that Krishna, you came here and incarnated 5,000 years ago. So Mother Earth is very fortunate that you're walking on him. He's saying that to a deer. Forget about, wife or child or anything, to a deer to which he got attached over there. And Prabhupada says that this attachment is, it's a material disease. It comes in the body. It's a skin disease, like that. And he said that he talks about a man whose son was born blind. The son is born blind, and he named him Padma Lochan. Padma means lotus. Lochan means eyes. How can you call that? It's attraction. You see them with the eyes, Premanjuna Charita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hidayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So what is saying? Premanjana, with the ointment of love, people see you and they are praying to Krishna like that, right? So when your eyes are ointed with love, you stop and you see beautiful Sham Sundar in front of you. Similarly, when your eyes are anointed with love, even if Nrsimha Dev comes to you, you will say, Tavakar Kamal Vare Nakham Adbud Shingam. Right? So you're saying, oh, nails. Now, who likes the nails of a cat or of a lion, right? But you're saying, oh, your Nakham, your nails are so beautiful. Like that. So this is extreme attachment, but we have to philosophically sit back and understand and see what is it that is going on. Why do you think people are born in your family? Why do you think we have a son, not have a son, have a daughter, have no children, like that? What is it? Where is it coming? All this coming from? Or have a good child, have a bad child? Where does it all come from?
Karmic karma.
Karma.
It comes from the karmas, right? So although how much we might be attached to our kids, we have to remember that kids are there to help us exhaust our karmas. A good kid is there. Yeah, you had some good karmas. You get to enjoy it. A bad kid is there. Then you are exhausting your bad karmas. So you look at them as instruments of your karma. You look at as them as instruments to whom you have to not instruments, but they are subjects to whom you're going to help go back to Krishna consciousness, like that. And if there are, and again remember that they are souls, they're not the body. And when there are defects in their bodies, which would be bad manners or things like that, then be open and accept it. That although this person is my kid, and what's the big deal? He or she just used you as a conduit, as a pipe to come into this material world. That's all. Right? So philosophically you have to understand, and also think that here's, I'm just doing a duty, and then I'm just doing a duty, that vidya vinaya sampane brahmane gavi hastini suni chaiva shopakecha pandita samadarshina. So if you have understood this, that there is a soul in every body, and if you have understood that my own children have just it's a mechanism of mother nature that you have to be born through some womb, so they just happen to come out of my womb. But otherwise, samadarshina, we have to see everybody equally, right? Which would mean that if a child is mine or not, my behavior to them should be the same. So that'll also help you when you start distributing your love. Then the strong attachment to everybody, then you will, the focus on your own children, and I have to do this for my own child, and I have to do this for my own thing, will kind of get diluted a little bit.
So Mataji, said that you just said that made a really good point in my head, though. We are connected to the family, and one way or other they become child or husband or whatever. It's to exhaust our karma.
Yes.
So when the karma is exhausted, meaning whatever, the plus and minuses is balanced, then we don't have a relationship with them, with the worldly, and that particular person or children, or is that?
You will continue to have your relationship with them. You will continue to have your relationship with them. So how a devotee is supposed to behave in the family, right? I'm a devotee. I've understood that my daughter is a soul, and she's come there to help me exhaust my karma. And guess what? I've got a granddaughter also. More karma coming your way, right?
Yeah.
Like that. So, and so when you look at that okay, my daughter, yes, happens to live in the family, happens to be born over here, like that, then you are looking at it philosophically like that. And then I say, all right, Charu has also got a daughter. She's also a soul in a body, right? But I won't go and tell my daughter this, that, hey, you know what? You're not my daughter. Actually, you're my soul. You're just a soul who's happened to pass through that body. And we'll be here just for a few years and then we'll separate like that. So we don't say that. Internally, you have understood it. And it is a fact, isn't it? What's wrong in accepting? It is the truth. It is a truth. Sorry to have spoiled the morning, but it is a truth that nobody is your own except for Krishna,
That's true. That's true.
right? So you understood that philosophically, but how do you present it to others? Remember, souls are sentient beings. We don't hurt their feelings, right? That's why when somebody dies, we don't go and tell them like there's no need to grieve for you, right? And what did Krishna say? Ashochiyan anavashochastam praggavyadam sabhashate gatasun agatasuncha nanu shochanti pandita. 13. And it's the verse. And he's saying that oh, you're talking like a learned man. You should understand that gatasun atagatasun, whether dead or alive, people don't think about that. So we go and tell that person, but dead or alive, don't think like that. No, we first respect the soul. We understand that this is an embodied soul in front of us. And they are going through grief. They are mourning for something which is not worthy of grief. But then we are not going to chastise them at that point in time. At that point in time, they need our kindness. And so if we expect Radharani to be kind to us, we have to be kind to these people as well in their times of distress. Right? That is how a devotee behaves. A devotee doesn't behave, in an arrogant way and in a nonchalant way like that. So what if you have understood the philosophy, right? We still have to maintain the balance. We still have to think that. So there was this there was this joke somebody told me a long time ago. And this was that a man, through, and I don't know if we have any psychologists here on the call or here, he got into this consciousness, illusion that he is a hen, murgi. So he thought that he's a hen. So what do you think will be your consciousness? If today you start thinking that you're a hen, what are the kinds of thoughts that you will think?
Where is my dana? Like
Where is my dana? Where's my food? Yes, you'll start looking for the food.
You
Somebody
will
might
walk or
cut.
means you will behave like a hen.
Okay.
Somebody might come and cut me into pieces and have it.
Somebody might eat me, right? And if a cock comes, then you will go like this, right? Because you're a hen.
So
right?
4 principles comes, right, Mataji?
Right?
Fear.
Fear, yeah.
And,
these will be
there are
some
4 things. Animals.
Exactly, right? So then the hen, if you get into the consciousness of a hen, you'll start behaving like a hen. So this particular man used to get very, very scared, that I am a hen. And then whenever he would see a dog, he would just start, shivering like that, shivering with fear. And then so others took him to the psychiatrist, and they did their whatever psychiatrists do, and put him through therapy, and through lots of question answer techniques, and then slowly he got out of that consciousness. And he said that so if you'd ask him, who are you, then he would say, yeah, I'm Ramu. He would not say that I'm a hen, right? So then the doctors were happy, and they said, okay, we are successful. So we said, now we can let you go out into the world, because he was very scared of going out also, because there are dogs, right, everywhere, that they'll eat me, like that. So then they let him out, and then he goes out, and then within hours, he comes back running, huffing and puffing to the psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist says that, so what's wrong? So he says, okay, Ramu, sit down. Who are you? I'm Ramu. Are you sure? Yes, I'm Ramu. Well, tell me, are you a hen? No. So you have understood that you are not a hen? He says, yes. But, doctor, the dog have not understood. See? So it's what we have understood. We have understood that we are. So you see how the psychology goes? I have understood. But others might not have understood. So we have to handle them in that way.
That's very interesting. Last one that you said, Mataji. So we understand, are you relating that in the family or friends or whatever? We understand that they are souls.
Yes.
They are embodied souls.
Yes.
They are here with us for the exhausting of the karma, but they don't know nothing about it, or
Yes.
they don't want to hear about it.
Yes.
And we have to deal with those kind of people on the universe, and then live with the consciousness of
Yes.
I am a soul.
Yes.
But others don't care, or they don't know about it.
Yes.
But
And
the
they,
truth, other,
Kathy, go ahead.
other thing, Mataji, I feel is, even though we know soul, how much constantly we can experience that soul consciousness or Krishna consciousness in a day, right? So if we can't hold that state of mind for long, how can we expect other people? That is what at least I feel, that if
Very
I'm
good
not
point.
able to do it, I cannot expect everyone to be in that state.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Right. So see how difficult it is for us. And that is why for us, we have to constantly steer ourselves. And as Vaishika Prabhu was telling in one of the lectures, he says that when you have to fly from San Francisco to Chicago, right, the pilots have to constantly steer the aeroplane. Because if you deviate by 1 degree, you will land in New York instead of landing in Chicago. So similarly in the devotional service also, a slight deviation, and Krishna will say that later on in Bhagavad Gita, he will say that even one of the roaming senses of a mind who's trying to control them will carry him away. You wouldn't even know it, carried away. Like that. And there's a very famous story of Agnidhra. And so he's the son of Prithu Maharaj. Fantastic. Like, he's the grandson of Manu. How much better lineage do you want? What kind of a family you're born into? Family of devotees. He's born there. And then he wants to have progeny, which is fair. He's the king, emperor of this world, and he wants to have a son. But the mistake that he does is, okay, so to have a son, you have to have a wife. And so the mistake that he does is that instead of going to Krishna and asking for it, he just starts praying to Brahma for it. Now, if you pray to demigods, then the demigods will do nice things to you. So demigods are devotees of the God, and they give you that kripa. They give you the mercy, but there is two kinds of mercy that they can give to you. One is plain and simple mercy. You ask for something, and if you were asking for something which was a good thing to ask, they will give you that good thing, right? But if you ask for something which was not all that nice, then they will give you what is known as their cheating mercy. And because of that, whatever you ask, you will get it, but you will suffer so much in the end, you will turn your face to God, like that. So
Hare Krishna, Mataji, what is that cheating mercy?
that they will give you something that you ask for it, they will give it to you in such a way, shape, and form that you will be so unhappy in the end that you will turn your face towards God, like that. So in this case, in Agnidhra, he asked for a wife and he's praying to Brahma. He goes to one of the mountains and he's doing that. And then what Brahma does, he sends the very beautiful society girl, Purva Chitti. And you have to read that chapter there, that, how he gets completely bowled over that by the beauty. And then he has, I think, 100 sons through her and things like that, and spends the whole life just enjoying the wife. And towards the fag end, he realizes, oh, what did I do? I was on the right path. So just one wrong step and the whole life is gone,
oh
And then suddenly you have white hair on the head and you're thinking, oh my goodness, what happened?
Mataji, one more. Mataji, can I ask a quick question in the mercy? That's a very good point that you made. A plain and simple and a not nice or a cheating mercy.
Yeah.
So plain and simple is like asking them for mercy. Is that what you ask, or you just pray that just how do you ask for plain and simple? One example. Say
for example, you're praying to Ganesha, who is a demigod, and you're just saying that, Ganesha, I have these obstacles, like, for example, sleep, right? Or I have got some obstacles. I'm getting too much of work. I have a lot of work that my boss is piling on me. And because of that, I'm not able to finish my round. So can something be done, right? So you're asking for something, you're asking demigod. It is still devotional there. He will give it to you. he will make your boss disappear or something like that. They will be able to remove obstacles from your life, like that. Cheating mentality, you see, Kathy can tell us. She gave us this nice thing about Kumbhakaran and why he sleeps so much. Can you tell us, Kathy? That's your story. Tell us.
That's my grandmother's story, but when Kumbhakaran was doing austerity to please Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva, I think. Lord Shiva, right, Mataji?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
one of
I
them.
don't remember. Yeah.
And so he asked for Indrasan, but at that time Mother Saraswati came and sat on his tongue, and instead of saying Indrasan, he said Nindrasan. So he got like benediction of sleeping for 6 months. So that is the example of cheating mercy.
Cheating mercy, right? Like that.
So Mataji, then the people or the devotees who know Krishna already and are trying to understand him, why would we wouldn't go to anybody else now? I mean, I
Yes.
wouldn't personally.
Yes.
If
Yes.
I want anything either way,
Yes.
cheating mercy or a real mercy, plain
Yes.
and simple mercy, I would only go to Krishna now.
Yes, this is a good use of intelligence. And this is a good use of applying the Shastras also, right? That that there are demigods and they are servants of God. Yatha taror mula nishachinena. So it says that when you are pouring the water on the roots of a tree, then all the branches and the twigs get nourished. So similarly, when you are doing devotional service to Lord Krishna, then all the demigods get nourished. And why do they get nourished? Because demigods are the parts of Krishna's body, part of the universal form of the Lord, right? So they will get nourished. So just go to the roots. Because if you don't nourish the roots and you just try to put water on the leaves of a tree, the tree is going to die soon, because the water has to be applied to the roots of the tree, like that. So once you can, so you first understand the philosophy, and the second thing is you apply it in your life.
So cheating means,
Mataji,
sorry, go ahead, Mataji. Sorry.
no,
Go,
no,
please.
no, Mataji, go ahead. Okay, Mataji, I was asking that means though we know that we are entangled with Maya and everything, this is the material world, suffering is going to there, and still sometimes why we are fear of death. Means if we think that we, if we can die tomorrow also or maybe today. So if we think that way, sometimes the fear comes. Why it is like that, Mataji? We don't want to leave this world, or
Yeah, two things. Attachment, yes.
yeah.
Attachment is there, and second thing is also experience, that we have experienced death not a long time ago,
Oh, okay.
right? Even a small child is afraid of death. Why? Because they have recently experienced it, like that. Yeah. So that's why the more once there was a question, I don't know who asked that question, but to Saraswati-devi, as to how is death, and she describes it as that every attachment that you have binds the soul with a thread to the body, to the material body. And so you can imagine, like, if I were to attach my soul to this body, or let's take, like, if I were to attach this body to something else, like, so I have to attach this body. So what's the best thing to do? Take every piece of the hair on my head and tie it to something over there, and take my hands, tie it like that, right? And then to detach me, you're going to yank me, right? Pull me like that. So what's going to be pulled? All my hair are going to be pulled. All the hair on my body are going to be pulled. It's going to be so painful, right? Similarly, all the desires that we have, all the attachments that we have, they bind the soul to the body. And after the gross body dies and the soul is stepping out, utkramantam, stepping out of the body, the subtle body is still there, right? Which will, so, and with the subtle body, the soul will still try to hover with the dead, hover over the dead body. And that is why they say that cremate it, so it's gone, out of sight. Like that. And Vidyavadhu Mataji says that she has 2 Bhagavatam sets at home. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. And Prahlad Maharaj also prayed to the Lord, Sunita Mataji saying, yes, that's right. And Bhagyashri and Namazia have joined us. That's fantastic morning for me. And Radha Gopal Das Prabhu is joining us here. Very nice. And Suyash is there. Okay, Suyash, well, Suyash, I'm so happy you're there. And Bhaktvatsal Prabhu is there. Dhanvat Pranam, Bhaktvatsal Prabhu. This assembly has become now more glorified, with all these fantastic devotees there, and now you also there with us on Facebook. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is one of those rare evenings. Those of you who are in ISV to know that Bhaktvatsal Prabhu is here on Facebook with us. Fantastic. Yeah.
Mataji, excuse me. Also, what Sitapa Mataji just mentioned, the fear of death. So in a way, that fear of death is good because we know that it reminds us constantly that we are here temporarily. And
Yes.
therefore,
Yes.
it's a different conscious and the thought process
Yes.
on a daily basis comes in our mind.
Yes.
Not to do at least bad karma if we cannot do good karma.
Yeah. The urgency. You should have a sense of urgency. And actually, the sense of urgency is not saying that don't just do bad karma, if you can't do good karma. Sense of urgency says, no, no, no. I have to rise above the karma, good and the bad karma. I have to go into the transcendental layer and start operating on that layer and that level.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so
That
good.
urgency that I can die, and this COVID is a good reminder to all of us, right? That you can die anytime, anything can happen to you. I mean, look at what His Holiness Bhakti Pyari Swami Maharaj is going through, right?
Yeah.
One fine day, hale and hearty, another fine day, tubes all over, like that. Yeah. So we have to understand any one of us can get up. And that's why I'm constantly telling everybody to take this coronavirus thing seriously.
Right.
Not just something that can just be ignored. You cannot ignore it. Yeah. Okay. So one more quick thing. I'm just being cognizant of the time here. So I just wanted to show you one quick thing real here. And I just wanted to share the screen with you. As soon as I get the screen up there. And I'll start sharing it with you. Okay.
It comes in my mind as a sense of urgency to study all this as quick as possible.
Yes. Yes. It's good to have that sense of urgency. Yes. I totally agree with you on that. Yeah. Yeah. Just give me a second here. I'm trying to share. Yeah. Okay. So let's share this. So what do you see on your screen? Tell me. Can somebody confirm what you're seeing?
Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 22.34.
Alrighty. So that is good. I don't see it for some reason, though. Okay, good.
So Mataji, it is cutting in half.
Yeah, I'm going to, yeah. I'll just scroll it and make it like here, like that. All right. Does anybody recognize what this is?
We read this yesterday.
Yesterday also we have.
Yeah, yeah, right? Okay. So let's just read it all together. Sakrit eva prapanno
Oh, yes.
tavasmiti
Yachate.
abhayam
Abhayam
Tasmai.
dadami right? Mama, not mamam, mama, right? And what's the translation? Who's the next in line to read it? Who's reading order?
I was reading last, Mataji, so whoever is after me.
Mataji's turn.
Deepal.
Yes.
Okay.
It is my vow that if one only once seriously surrenders unto me, saying, My dear Lord, from this day I am yours, and prays to me for courage, I shall immediately award courage to that person, and he will always remain safe from that time on.
Right. That's a good thing to be reflecting upon and to make it a part of your life, and you can make this prayer a part of your regimentation.
Mataji, from this prayer, I see that we should also, it says that you should seriously pray. Not just,
Yeah.
you have to be serious. You can't just say, I do it today and tomorrow it's okay.
This is so funny because just yesterday I was talking to my god sister, and she was generally talking about someone she knew who would be doing her prayers sitting down, like that generation grandmom and things like that, who would do things without applying philosophy to it, and then she would be sitting there in front of the Lord and she would be chanting her prayers, and then as soon as the maid servant came into the home, she would then say, okay, turn to the maid servant and say, hey, you didn't sweep underneath that table. And then Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And then, hey, can you do that also? So this constant, moving away back and forth, back and forth, back and forth is going. And then this is not serious prayers, right? This is not serious prayers. Prayers have to be done seriously. It's a serious thing. And so that's what I was saying, that we have to be cognizant of that we need to
like
pray.
praying with a focus and praying without focus.
Yeah.
So a lot of time, like we're distracted with household work and things like that, and it just feel like we are sitting there, but our mind is somewhere else.
Yes. And then wherever mind goes, we have to just pull it back, like that. Okay. All right. So where are these prayers now? There's not one new prayer that we have now included into our regimentation. Is on nityasankirtan.com, and there is a prayers tab. If you click on the prayers tab, you'll see some prayers that we have been discussing. It also tells you why you should pray, and there are some recommended prayers, and this list keeps on increasing. So surrender to the Lord from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya-lila 22.34. The PDF is here, the one that you saw, and the MP3 is also there for those of you who want to practice it like that there. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
All right. And then you're welcome. And then reading order, any changes to the reading orders? Any newcomers?
So I think Garima Mataji has joined, and probably she can read in my place. So I will just post a new order. And after Garima Mataji, Shraddha Mataji, you can read.
Okay, I will read. Okay, and who is in line right now?
So I think Jaya Mataji's turn.
Jaya Mataji's turn. Jaya, are you still in a position to read? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's get going. Here.
Text 1. Sanjay said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eye full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following word. Text 2. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities came upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to a higher planets, but to infamy.
Hare Krishna. Text 3. O son of Partha, do not yield unto degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of enemy. Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship? Hare Krishna.
It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Hare Krishna.
Text number 7. Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drawing up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven.
Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. O descendant of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna.
Text 11. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Hare Krishna.
And the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to old age, similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O Shayana Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Hare Krishna.
Text 15. O best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both.
That which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata.
Jaya, are you in a position to read? Do we still have Jaya with us?
Sorry, I was a bit distracted. Which text was that?
20.
For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Text 21.
19 is left, Mataji.
Yeah, I think I've skipped on 19. Yeah.
Okay.
To
I'll
19.
go back to 19. Neither he who thinks the living entity, the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. For the self slays, nor is slain.
Hare Krishna. Text 21. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable, kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? As a person puts on a new garments, giving up the old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Hare Krishna.
The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same.
It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty arm.
One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their entering state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation?
Text 29. Some took on the soul as amazing. Some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Text 30. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being. Hare Krishna.
Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planets. Hare Krishna.
Text 33. If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death.
Deepa?
Sorry, I was on mute. The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you?
O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing, you shall never incur sin.
Hari Bol. Okay, so we finished doing our chat version of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And what verse are we taking today? Is it 17? Right?
Yes, Mataji, 17.
Okay. And who's going to read? After Jaya?
Myself, Mataji,
Charu Mataji? Okay,
yes,
go ahead. Here we go.
speak translation, right, Mataji?
The Sanskrit, you want to do Sanskrit?
Oh,
You want to give some?
I
Yeah.
can try.
Try, give it a try. Yeah.
Okay. Avinashi tu tada vidhi yena sarvam midam tatam vinasham avyasya syaya na kashchit kartum. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Na kashchit kartum arhati.
Arhati. Yeah, so you were able to do it. It's not that bad, you know? I mean, for one who's getting started into Sanskrit, that's fantastic. And I also wanted to point out that on our, let me just go here, on the Facebook page, and people are watching us on Facebook. I'm just bringing this here. I hope it doesn't, go automatically to play the video that's being broadcast there. But I just wanted to point out that, not fan the spark, and I wanted to go to my, but that's fine. I can go from there also. Here on Facebook, come on, Facebook, quickly. Yeah, Opera is a slow browser. All right. Here, can you see this the screen? Am I share? Well, I don't know what I'm sharing with you. Am I sharing my desktop?
Gone.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay,
And not anymore.
Screen is gone.
I don't see anything right now.
Okay. Just bear with me for a minute here. Okay. What do you see now?
Yeah, your
17.
Yeah. So I put the pronunciation of the verse, whatever we are planning to do, I put it over here so that, if you want to follow along, you're planning to memorize the verse, it's there for you. So especially Charu Mataji, since you're getting started on this, you can just play it from there and know. So practice is also important, right? Practice is also something that we should be doing all the time, like that. Okay, good. But for whatever little practice that you have, you did a good job today.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So let's
You
go.
already have opened in the previous window, Mataji.
Yeah, I know, but the windows are giving grief to me today. So I'm just thinking that while this window is visible in front of you, let me just go there and show that to you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll continue here. Somebody's going to give us the synonyms. And also one way of learning how to pronounce the verses is to first do the synonyms and then go back and do the verse on the top like that. I've also created a group called Nitya Sankirtan. It's a Facebook group, and since you all are already ahead of it, but I just wanted to show that, and it might be useful. And for all of you to know that those who joined late and want to know how do we pronounce things on the Bhagavad Gita chapter number 1. So Nitya Sankirtan, it's not difficult to remember because that's the name of our website also. So Nitya Sankirtan is a group, and there I'm also posting pronunciations. Of course, everything that we do gets posted over there like that. But then also I post for chapter number 1, and I'm posting them, few verses a time, so that you can see from chapter 1 how to pronounce 1.1, 1.2. I think I started from a particular verse, but then they are all there also for you to look at, and so just a resource available for you. Maybe I should put a link to Nitya Sankirtan on my webpage. Like, for example, Bhagavad Gita 132 is there, then lectures and things like that. 29 is here. So those things are there for you as well. Okay. Sorry about the digression, but
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can I request you for one thing? Mataji, like you have all the lectures in the Vedic reading, what you have compiled one thing in one place, you see, we can see all the lectures. Can we do that for this also, Mataji?
It is already compiled on YouTube.
Oh, I see.
YouTube. Yeah, it's already compiled on the YouTube, and then so there's a playlist called Bhagavad Gita, so you can go there and just listen to Bhagavad Gita verses.
So I should search for your name on YouTube.
I know why you should search for my name. You should go to my website, right? And from there you will find the link to YouTube. It will take you directly to that. Yeah. Like that page, right?
Okay, Bhataji.
So all that you have to remember is the website, yeah. And that's what I was saying. Maybe I'll hang this page also there, so that you just go there. And then on Facebook, if you go, and I don't know what's the view that you do, but when I go to my Facebook page, I see, and I don't know where you will see it, but I see when I go to more, I see videos. Videos is an option there. Oops.
Yes.
Yeah. And then from there, I can see all the videos that are there posted, I think it posts them all chronologically. So it's telling you all the videos that were there, that were posted.
Oh,
so you can
I see.
Yeah, you can go back and look at old videos from Facebook. And if you don't like the Facebook interface or you find it distracting, then you can always go to YouTube and you can listen to that, right? Okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's good to know your resources. And yeah, and then there was one question there that Preeti Radhika was asking, that is it okay to be attached to devotees? Because in response to the question from Charu Mataji, and the answer is yes, you can be attached to them. And because if at the time of the death you think about those you are attached to, and if you think about devotee of the Lord, it's the same as thinking about the Lord. Like that. And then Pavitra Renu Mataji is there, and Ramakrishna Veeravalli Prabhu is also there. Thank you so much, and please accept my humble obeisances there. Okay, so who's going to give us the synonyms here?
Mataji, I.
Awesome. Okay.
Avinashi, imperishable. To, but, tat, that, vidhi, know it, yena, by whom, sarvam, all of the body, idam, this, tatam, pervaded, vinasham, destruction, avyasya, of the imperishable, asya, of it, na kaschit, no one, kartum, to do, Arhati is able.
Is able, yeah. So and I was saying that, in order to learn how to pronounce the Bhagavad Gita verses, it's good to go to the synonyms. You notice that this was a big verse. How do I pronounce it? And it's got so many A-Y, how do I do that? But you see, Prabhupada in the synonyms has split it into two pieces, right? So there is this avyayasya, so it's easy to pronounce avyayasya, and then there's asya. So if you try to pronounce both of them together, then you will be able to do that. If you try to pronounce both of them fast together, then practice doing that, then you'll be able to pronounce this word very nicely. So Prabhupada has done an amazing job for us by splitting these big words into smaller words so that it becomes easy for us to pronounce it. Okay? And the most important thing, of course, is the translation of the verse. So who's going to do the translation for us today?
I think it's your turn, Mataji.
My turn? Okay. That which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. Now, is that not the best reassurance that you can get? That you are the soul and that no one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. How about that for permanence?
It's excellent.
Beautiful.
Because yesterday we talked
Everlasting.
about everlasting. Then yesterday we talked about, right? About endurance. And we said the material does not endure, but there's spiritual there. And we talked about the nice way it said, right? That comparing the two. And I'm just going to quickly bring it up because I'm going to connect that verse with this one here for purposes of understanding it deeper. So in the previous verse, he had said, Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. And then so one of the things was very plain and simple in front of us. And that is that of the non-existent, that which means the material body. So of the material body, there is no endurance. Now, this is not news for any one of us because for several reasons. And one of the reasons is that we have seen it. It's happening in front of our eyes. We are seeing ourselves age. We are seeing other people grow. We are seeing people die. So what's the big deal in telling me that, of the material world, there's no endurance? We know it, right? It's just stating the fact. But then the beauty is coming from the other part of it, the orthogonal statement. Remember, I was talking yesterday about the style of writing. And so the chiasmus, the other part of the chiasmus is telling you that nabhavo vidyate sataha, that part, that of the eternal soul, there is no change. And that is where the solution to all our problem comes from, that part of the statement, which is saying that, you are just worried about the material. We feel bad, attached to this and that, but it's all happening on a material plane. And here is where the solution is coming. And 99% of the world right now in this Kali Yuga does not know that. They only know that, na sato vidyate bhavo. They know that of the material there is no endurance, and they tend to ignore it. And also because they know that of the material there is no endurance, they try to cling. So I want to cling to my youth. I want to cling to my possessions. I want to cling to my relationships, because somewhere lurking in the corner of my brain is the fact that I'm going to lose it. And then all the desperate measures will go in order to cling and hoard and attach ourselves to this, right? And that is, but then when the spiritual aspect comes to there, then there is relief. Okay, so there is something that will still continue. Okay, now bring it on. Tell me more, right? And when you hover on the material plane, I mean, you remember 3 months ago, people went crazy when this news of corona came, and there were videos that went viral showing 2 women fighting over some rolls of toilet paper, right? Complete. It's like, my life is going to stop if I don't get my toilet paper the next day, right? That's the plane on which we are hovering. And then I want to hoard. You put everything as much as you can in a shopping cart. And there was another picture that was going around of somebody's kitchen. You remember? The cabinet was filled with 16 bottles of, red chili, things like that. Like, who needs that much, right? And then so when you move to the spiritual plane and start dabbling with the scriptures, then what is scripture? Ishopanishad, what does he say? Tena tyaktena bhunjita ma gridha kaschudhanam. He says that whatever has been set aside as your quota, you just use that. And ma gridha kaschudhanam, don't covet what belongs to others. Right? I mean, Bible is derived from here.
Mataji, can you please repeat that? That was a very good one.
So if I will point
Kota.
where you can get it. Yeah, I
Okay.
will point you. So this is coming from Ishopanishad. Ishopanishad. Isha Vasyam, the very first verse of Ishopanishad. Isha Vasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita magira kassa siddhanam. I hope this will redirect me. I'm using an older link and maybe it won't. Yeah. Okay. So just, yeah, you should also familiarize yourself with the Veda base, Charu Mataji.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
you know, yeah, so that you know what is where. And I'm sure others are already familiar with that. And where is Ishopanishad? You won't find it in this list. You have to click on all books and then go and find where is Ishopanishad. This beautiful picture of Vishnu is here. And mantra number 1. Tena tyaktena bhunjita, right? This is the verse that I'm talking about. So yeah, so here Krishna was talking about na sato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sata. And so he's giving you this. And so he's telling you that there is no endurance of this material thing. So if you are intelligent now you'll start looking at material from all perspectives, which includes relationships also, which was a question earlier in the day, right?
Mhm.
That yes, so these are material relationships. Don't let that deviate you from your devotional service. After all, King Bharat developed a material relationship with a deer and then started doing willful neglect of his devotional service. He would not do his devotional service. The great king who had left everything, a beautiful wife, a son, an opulent kingdom, left everything and was doing meditation. He was worshipping Lord Narayan, right, like that. And still he got attached to a deer like that. Things like that can happen. Of course, with Bharat, it's a pastime, so he's trying to explain things to us, but it can happen to us all the time. Find your deer, which is your deer, who is deviating you from devotional service, because they are dear to us. It's not that we will. It's not that we will. It's not that we will misbehave with those who are our dear, but we also have to remember that we don't have to act like a fool. And people in love can act like a fool.
Mm.
If you want to read more about it, read the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd chapter from there, of the story of Agnidhra and how he makes a fool of himself. Or read how King Bharat is talking to the deer and about the deer and how he makes a fool of himself, and we can all make a fool of ourselves like that. So relationships have to be handled with care and they have to be addressed with a balanced state of mind. Right. So having said that, having told that first he's stating the fact that of the material there is no endurance, the material will perish, and then of the soul which is eternal, then there is permanence, it's always there. And then he comes and tells you that which pervades the entire body. He's saying, hey, in that body there is a soul there, and it pervades the whole body via the consciousness. The soul actually lies in the heart, but via the consciousness it's going to pervade the whole body. So you should know that it is indestructible and that nobody can destroy it. And that brings us back to the question, Kinno Rajena Govinda, right? How I'm going to enjoy this. It's saying it's all on a material plane. And Guru ni hatva ni mahanubhavam, right? How can I kill my relatives and my gurus and all that, right? And Rudhidra Pradigdan, he was saying that my hands will be tainted with blood. You remember the famous Shakespeare story? Those of you who read Shakespeare in school, there was a story of
Yeah.
Lady Macbeth. So what was Lady Macbeth doing? What would you chew after she would get up in the night and do something? So to cut a long story short and to give Shakespeare in the most abridged format that has ever been given, So it's like, a wife and her lover conspire to kill the husband like that, because the wife is in love with somebody else. So they kill, and the husband is a king, so this person gets the kingdom also. But the conscience is there, and she would get up in the night, and she would wash her hands, because she would think that my hands are tainted with the blood of my husband, like that. The same thing Arjuna was also saying, that if I kill my teachers and my spiritual masters and my relatives and all that, our hands will be tainted with blood. He says that in the 2nd chapter, right? But here he's saying that, you know what? You're thinking that you're going to kill grandfather Bhishma? No, because the real grandfather Bhishma is the soul who's passing through these various bodies. Today he's in Bhishma Pitamaha's body. Tomorrow he can be in another body. In previous life he was in some other body. So it just passes through. So you're looking at the wrong thing and you're coming to wrong conclusions. But the soul, even Arjuna, you cannot kill the soul. You might be the best and the most, mighty of the warriors, but you cannot kill the soul. And so that is the good news that we should look at. And that is, and if that is permanent, should we not invest in that? If somebody was to come and tell you that, look here, this house is available for $3 million and it's right by the river, and the river overflows every year, and this house can get washed away. Are you going to invest your $1 million, $3 million there? No. Then why do you invest in something which is impermanent? Right? I mean, Ashish Kapoor always says that look at the nail saloons, and he says, what's up with the nails? Why do we have to spend millions? Or it's $1 million, $1 billion in the industry? For sure, everybody's getting the nails done. You are investing in, as Prabhupada also says, you're investing in the coat of a dead man. You're decorating the body.
You are investing in the
coat
of a dead coat of a dead man.
Yeah.
Coat of a dead man.
Right? Like that. So that you have to invest in, and here's what it is saying, that which pervades the entire body. This is the soul. It is going to, it's going to live forever. So you have to then nurture the soul. You have to take care of the soul, and which means you have to take care of yourself. So that is why when they say God helps those who help themselves, there's a deeper meaning to that. What are you doing about the soul? How are you nourishing the soul? Right? How do you nourish the soul? What does the soul eat? What do you think it eats?
Krishna Gatha.
Krishna Bhakti. What does it drink?
Love of God.
Right. So many times they're saying, right? Pibata, Bhagavatam. So they're saying, Pibata, you're drinking Srimad Bhagavatam. What are you doing drinking it? Because it's so nectarian. It's so very nectarian, right? Like that. So, yeah, I would like to stop here because it is deep. What is coming in the purport is very, very deep. But but I just wanted to bring one more thing here, a little thought to leave you all with, and let's see. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay. So this is again coming from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. It is Song of the Gopis. It's called Gopi Geet, and we don't usually go and do the whole of the Gopi Geet, but there are some select verses from there because you have to come to a particular level to be able to do that in a deep manner. And but
we are not seeing your screen, Mataji.
Yeah, I'll just bring it up. Yeah, I'll just bring it up. But as soon as I get there, then I'll bring it up so that you don't see me fumbling here. And this is actually from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 31st chapter, and the verse number is 9. And it's coming up on a screen close to you. And if you can confirm that you can see that, then we will go. And most of you are familiar with this, but I just wanted to bring that here.
Yes, Mataji.
Right? So it's saying, Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibiritam kalmashapaham Shravana mangalam srimadatam bhuvi gunantiye bhuridajana. So we can all sing it together as to conclude this session here, all together. And the tune, I'll just sing one line so that you get the tune of it. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam. So one more time, starting from the beginning, all together. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibiritam kalmashapaham Shravana-mangalam Srimadatam And can somebody read next in line, read the translation for this?
Ishwari Mata. Ishwari Radhika Mataji.
She's going to give us the nectar. Are you in the reading position?
Okay, Mataji, I am going to name. The nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations, transmitted by learned sages, eradicate one's sinful reactions and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread this message of Godhead are most munificent.
Munificent. Those who spread the message of Godhead are the most munificent. So, do you want to spread the message of Godhead?
Yes.
Yes.
And how can you spread the message of Godhead?
By acting, walk your talk.
Okay, walk your talk is one thing. That's homework for us. And then how do we
By distributing books, Mataji.
by distributing books? Thank you so much for that answer. Yeah, distributing the book, distributing the knowledge, whichever way you are, be the shepherd and, shepherd the sheep towards Krishna.
And Mataji, but I realized that though the people, those who have that doesn't have that kind of knowledge, or those who are in the secluded place, or they don't have a guru or teacher like you, so it is better to spread or forward the videos or that recordings to them. That will also one way helpful.
Absolutely. So you can make it a regimentation to forward anything nice that you see. You share it on your Facebook. Your friends will come and look at it on the Facebook. So don't be scared of Facebook. You have to just use it judiciously. Everything in this material world can be utilized in the service of Krishna. It's entirely up to you, right? I mean, take a knife, right? Your knife can be used for a good purpose. It can be used for a bad purpose also, right?
Right.
Surgeons use a knife, and murderers.
Mataji, this one is from Canto 10 and
1031.9. SB 1031.9.
Mataji, on the same note to that one Mataji just said about distributing the books, I have a client that she wants Gujarati Gita. Do we have a box of Gujarati Gita somewhere that I can give it to her?
We will have to, you'll have to, this good news, fantastic. So I can place an order on BBT to have the box shipped to whichever address you want in USA. We can do that.
Okay, so I'll get it at my address. She wanted one, but I want to give her the whole box to give it to her friends.
Absolutely.
In Gujarati,
Yeah, we can talk more about that.
Okay,
after this class. Yeah, I would love to talk. These news pleases me.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, because Srimad Bhagavatam and literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, 10,000 Srimad Bhagavatams across this globe till September 2nd. That's the goal that Vaisheshika Prabhu has set. So let's all give it our best, even if each one of us just tries to distribute to Bhagavatam.
In the Bay Area hotels and motels, other Prabhuji is doing, but some of them are, they don't have it. This client of mine, she has hotels. She doesn't have Gita.
So then please get in touch with me.
Okay. Because I don't know whether she'll pay, but we'll take care of it. I'll
take care of it. Yeah, Lakshmi, yeah.
Okay,
like that. Yeah, Lakshmi, Krishna provides. We just have to stay with Krishna. Lakshmi automatically comes.
Yes.
All right, good. Okay, so all of you have a fantastic rest of the day, and we will talk again Tuesday. When do we talk again on Tuesday?
5 o'clock?
At 6 o'clock in the evening. Yes, at 6 o'clock in the evening, we will start. We're reading 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And fantastic, we talked about unsuccessful transcendentalists and what happens to them, where are they born, etc. And then now we'll read about what Krishna is recommending to Arjun to do. Like that, okay? So fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us here on Facebook as well as on the Zoom call. Thank you for asking fantastic questions, sharing your realizations, and also for your resolve to go and spread Krishna consciousness around you. That's a fantastic sankalpa to have. So with this sankalpa, I'd like to bow down to all of you. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha vipasindhuvya evadya patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So I'm going to switch off the call now and the first book.